Hi, hey Russ here. Welcome back to my shop. Today we're going to do a Ramblin' Russ here. And what we want to talk about is a particular video I just watched in the last couple of days and I've been thinking about it. The channel is Wortheffort. The young man is very good at making videos. I love to watch him, very knowledgeable. Well, at least I can call him a young man. Maybe you might not be able to. But anyway, he's very entertaining. He just did a video, and I'll put a link to his video in the description, about shop tips, about what it basically was about how he's trying to figure out how to utilize his YouTube channel to make a living at it. He wants his YouTube to help him make a living. And there's no doubt about it, that can be a challenge. And it was very interesting. It's about 30 minutes long, but actually I enjoyed listening to him. Even though he did ramble on a little bit, not that I would ever do that. But anyway, it's actually a good video if you watch it. And he tries to analyze all these things about his videos and how he changes how he does it from the time period and all that. And I went, I agree with a lot of what he said, but I'm going to have to tell you. First off, let me state unequivocally that I don't care about making money on YouTube. I know that sounds stupid, but I just don't. You know, if I make a little bit of money, great, but that's not why I do this. I do the YouTube video because I really like doing it. I'm retired. I'm out here all the time. And quite honestly, doing the videos is actually kind of entertaining. And I think every now and then, you might even get something out of it too. So anyway, I want to talk about this video in particular and what he was going on and on about how to analyze in his videos. And I want to tell you that I think that he kind of missed one little point. And when it comes to YouTube, it's very complicated. And if you want to be successful at YouTube, that's even more of a challenge. There's lots of ways you can get there, but there's a lot of little things that you have to do in order to be successful. And I don't know that much about how to be successful on YouTube, quite honestly. Like I said, I have no interest in that. This is just fun to me. It's not a job. But there's something about doing YouTube that I say really would work if you want to keep it simple of how to build your channel. And I'm not talking about all of a sudden a viral one. Most of the time, to be successful, you just plug away at it and keep adding those subscribers. And that's the key to it, is adding subscribers and the minutes that people view. The higher your subscription level, theoretically, the more minutes you're going to get to have them watch. So the name of the game is subscribers. It's that simple. You can put all this other data together, get them to watch your videos. Those can be determining factors. But if you stick to the basic principle of subscribers building that, it'd be hard not to succeed eventually to get where you want to be. I suspect that you can. With that in mind, Wortheffort talked about all this data and how to change his videos and how he approaches them. And there were some good ideas there. But in all reality, a video is really just you're selling something. And I break the video down into 3 parts. The introduction, the dog and pony show, and the ending. And now let's talk about 2 types of viewers, subscriber and non-subscriber. When you first start your video, it's very important, in my opinion, that you tell them what that video is about. Give them something going in so that it makes them want to stay there and watch that video to the end. And if you do that right, there's a very good chance that they'll continue to watch that channel through the dog and pony show. And so now they go through the dog and pony show and you watch that and you reach the end. And this is where a lot of YouTubers make a mistake, in my opinion, if they want to be successful as YouTubers. What you have to do is now you have to sit down and think about, okay, you made it through the dog and pony show. That's what you're trying to do, get the most view out of it. And let's say theoretically you still have some of both of those 2 types of video viewers in there. And one is the subscriber and the other one's the non-subscriber. At that point, the subscriber stayed there because he is a subscriber and he likes your channel and he's coming back over and over and over. But if that non-subscriber is still there, then you've been pretty successful with your video in recruiting new subscribers. And quite honestly, think about the frame of mind of that non-subscriber versus what he was at when he started. If he made it all the way to the end of your show, he kind of must have liked what you were doing, at least had interest enough to stay there. Well, at that point, he is your best time to sell that person on subscribing to your channel, or at least coming back or going back and watch other videos. And most people just say bye and they end it there. But if you think about it, if you always do an ending selling to that non-subscriber, your subscriber's going to know that, and he's going to drop off anyway. So it doesn't matter and that you're losing those minutes to the subscriber. That is the time you want to take in your video to sell the non-subscriber, because you now got him interested to the point that he watched the video to the end. So how you do that is up to you, and I'm not trying to tell you. I'm just trying to give you to understand the concept of using the end of your video every time. That's just like a batter stepping up to bat, and he keeps taking that swing at that bat, and hopefully he gets a good batting average and is successful. Well, pulling in those non-subscribers is the same thing. If you go to that last ending, take that last minute or so, however long you want, and use it to focus on selling whoever is left. There's a good chance that that person is a non-subscriber, and you might be able to talk them into coming back to look at more videos, or go back and look at your previous videos, and eventually try to get him to subscribe. So if you want to be successful in YouTube, of all the other things that you do and do right, you also kind of want to do that ending. That's the most important. Do the introduction so they know what they're going to watch. That way they will want to stay with it. You sell them on the idea of staying. And then when you reach the end of the dog and pony show, then you want to focus your video on that unsubscriber, quite frankly. So, like I said, the subscriber at that point is probably going to know you well enough that he's going to drop off anyway, not listen to that spiel of trying to sell that unsubscriber. How you do that is up to you, but believe me when I do say that as a salesman, if you think about it, that person is now primed for you to sell what you've been selling him through your video up to that point. And you can sell him to come back and be a repeat customer. And he is primed to do that if he stayed all the way there. So, excuse me. That's the best time to then ask for subscribers. Now, if you equate that, and think about this for a second, the ending, a lot of successful channels, what they do is at the end, they ask you to become a subscriber to Patreon. And most of them do it right at the end. Why do they do that? Because they're trying to get everybody to come in, and they're doing the same thing that I'm talking about, that you're selling the idea of them doing more for you. And that's what Patreon does, is it helps them to get more income. So, and that's the time to sell it, because if they stayed to that point, there's a good chance that's your best time to ask for the sale of what you want from that viewer from that point forward. And don't lose that last ending part, whatever you want to do, whether it's talk them into subscribing, talk them into seeing other videos, or join Patreon if you have a Patreon page. That is really the time you want to do it, and you want to always do it and think about how to do that in such a way that you can be successful doing it. Selling is selling, and I've been a salesman my whole life, and quite honestly, I was very successful as a salesman when that's what I had that hat on. And I can tell you that you really have to pay attention to that part, and if you do it correctly, your sales will increase, and so will your subscriptions. And you'll be able to see that the more views you get, the more subscribers you get. And you can actually pick up even more by following that general rule of how to handle your video and how to break it down into 3 components. So just a little tip on how to make your videos more successful, your YouTube channel, if that's what you want. Just break it down like that and think about it. And always think about what your beginning is and think about what your end is, not just the dog and pony show part. And you'll find that more and more people will really enjoy your videos. So just a thought. I want to thank Wortheffort for making his video, inspiring me to talk about this one. It's a little bit off the beaten path of normally what I do in the shop and that sort of thing. But I thought it was an interesting concept after thinking about his, and he got me to thinking about this aspect of trying to build your subscribers, which is really, if you want to succeed, that is the name of the game. So anyway, if you have comments about this or ideas, please leave them below. I want to thank Wortheffort for giving me this video. I want to thank you for coming by and watching the video. Don't forget to like it if you did. Please subscribe. But most importantly, come back again, because we're nowhere near done. There's a lot more to come. Thanks. We'll see you again soon.